Hi, my name is Daniel Owen, and this is my recording for Module 8, the legal aspects of teacher evaluation. As we read in Article 1 about teacher evaluation, this article kind of informed us about the changes that resulted from the Every Child Succeeds Act. This act replaces the No Child Left Behind Act. There's been a large push for this act because the federal government has been a little bit too involved with teacher evaluation pieces, and this act gives the states the right to determine what forms of data should be used to evaluate teachers. In the next article, we learned about the unintended lawsuits as a result of the new methods of evaluating teachers. Several court cases are listed from multiple states that are the result of unfair evaluations or low evaluation scores as a result of using student test scores to evaluate teachers. And in the last article, we read about the changes to the teacher evaluation as partly because of the result from a study where 99% of the teachers scored a satisfactory rating on their evaluations. This showed the evaluations did not distinguish between skilled and low-performing teachers. So the government thought they could offer grants to schools, and that would create new evaluations. Some of the evaluations were controversial because it made it an easy way to get rid of tenured teachers. It's also allowed for student achievement scores to be used on evaluations, which has led to lawsuits against districts and states. So the first thing I'm going to do is talk about the evaluation process here at USD 504. The first thing we usually do is schedule a time period and a date to have our formal observation done. Then we'll just have to email a lesson plan to our administrator, kind of letting them know what will be going on during the class period. We also have to fill out a pre-observation form, talks a little bit about how we think the lesson will go and what we'll be doing in it. I have copies of everything I've turned in for a couple of my evaluations. So on a pre-evaluation form, it says briefly describe the students in the class, what are the goals and their curriculum objectives for the class, how do you plan to engage students in the content, how do you plan to assess student learning, and how do you plan to use the results of the assessment. So that's all on our pre-observation form. During our formal observation, the teacher will do the best they can at presenting the lesson to the class. Usually the administrator sits in the back of the room and takes notes throughout the class, just noting anything that they see that they're concerned about or that they are really like what they see. So then in our formal observation, or after our formal observation, we fill out a post-observation form. We kind of reflect on how we think we did in our lesson and how we're going to rate on the different domains that they're looking at. So then in our post-observation meeting, we go over 5 domains. Domain 1, planning and assessment. Domain 2, the classroom environment. Domain 3, the instruction. Domain 4, professional responsibilities. And then Domain 5 is student performance. And that's the piece where they're trying to implement a lot of the state assessment scores to use that to evaluate us. So let's see. Next thing was the court case I found. This one I looked up was Summer versus Southfield Board of Education case. Here the teacher was laid off after receiving minimally effective rating. The teacher claimed that they never received results from observations or they never received an improvement plan. The court did affirm that a teacher does not have grounds for a lawsuit based on flaws in the teacher evaluation process alone. So there wasn't really any results that came out of this case other than that the district would be, they're not going to be taken to court over their evaluation process alone. So some reflections I have to all the materials that I've read and the court cases that I've read. Mainly, I think it's just good to be transparent for your teachers. as I read in that case that I looked up, the teacher never received results from her observations or their improvement plan. I think my evaluator or my administrator did a pretty good job of giving me everything that they have. I actually have a document that shows every single time that they had just like a informal observation where they just walked through, and I also have my formal observations and all the notes they've taken. So it's nice to know that there's documented material as far as what they've seen, and they've given me access to that. So I know how they're feeling about me, and if there's any concerns or what's really nice is to read and hear them say what they like in my classroom, and they're really good about giving me praise in those things. So I really think that if you're transparent with your teachers, and you let them know if you're concerned, and you don't just blindside them and kind of I don't know, like I said, don't blindside them with anything. Let them know if you're concerned about something. Give them an improvement plan and let them fix it. So I think that's all. All right, thank you.